Hello, welcome to another cue breakdown. This is a breakdown of the cue that I did the real-time composing section of. I've been told that apparently I'm far too serious in these and I should just chill out. I'm going to chill out today. So, like and subscribe if you fancy it. We are going to listen to the track and then I'll break it down for you. What you will notice if you've seen the real-time composing section is basically this bottom section were not done, and I have duplicated stuff for the ending. There you go, because that makes it a lot easier. Let's hear what it sounds like, then I'll break it down for you. Okay, there you go. And let's break it down without having loads of editing in it. I'll try and stop saying and and you promise to keep listening and doing the like and subscribe thing. So this carries on from a sound alike or orchestral modeling. So go back to the real-time composing video if you are interested how this came about, because I took a reference track and used it for harmonic musical note inspiration. That's literally all you do. Take something as an idea and make it your own. So we've got this pad that I called Harsher. Let's turn that off for a sec, because where did I find it? Oh, in the EDNA engine from Spitfire Cinematics something. But it's really interesting when you play the notes slightly harder. gives it that grit and distortion. So that comes in the beginning, drops out for the B section, comes in again at the end. Then we've got this pad section. This is Native Instrument Orchestral Tools Arcis. And then we've got Sequis, the Blue Skies patch, which I love. Just so evocative and moody. So that's going on underneath. Possibly you could call this the main theme, but I haven't really used it as a theme because I've put the arpeggiator on it. So I've got Logic Arpeggiator going up and down, variation 3, octave number 1. Literally the one I liked best. What I did do towards the end though is change the notes. So you'll see here, it is now having to do different arpeggios because it has different notes to play with. So here we go. As opposed to this section. So you get to choose which notes it plays by varying the chords you play. That's kind of the entire point of the arpeggiator, really. What I then realized is in this middle section, I actually wanted to choose my own notes. So instead of having the arpeggiator on, I've got the same settings, but I have played the notes in. And that's the disadvantage of the arpeggiator. It can be very metronomic and create the same sounds. In terms of the synth bass, this is not overly complicated. It is literally mosaic bass, and here we grow a rhythmic melody. I've only changed it here because for the middle section I wanted a single note which just holds out and does that really cool reverberation stuff. Buff, is that the word I wanted to use? Yeah, maybe. Damage, always a go-to. Obviously picked a variation that's a bit softer. Later in to the track we've got both sections. The piano was part of the reference track, so I put that in to start with and then used the higher register to add some interest, and then towards the end it becomes a bit more obvious. Okay, so you would have seen everything up to here and that top section in the real-time composing video. Fragile strings I then introduced because the reference track included strings. What you'll notice is there is automation on this. Because actually these higher strings are softer than the low end, if that makes any sense. Naturally high frequencies will sound louder anyway. So I had to be quite careful with the automation. In fact, while speaking about automation, The bell pad, I've done some frequency low cuts on. Damage 88 Uncharted will come to, but again, that started off, well, it sounded really loud at the original volume, so I had to duck it down to start with. And the only other volume automation is the stereo out, which, if you follow the channel, you know I love to make sure I've got this roll off at the end of any sounds. Well, at the end of any cue, so that we are guaranteed to be at 0. Sorry, negative infinity, if that is such a thing. Anyway, fragile strings, that was something you hadn't seen in the real-time composing, as is the vibraphone, which comes in here. And this starts off doing a little bit of a melody, but what I've done is put in a stereo delay to give a bit of interest, and I've made sure the low end is not interfering with our bass, which can happen with vibraphone depending on how it's recorded and what patch you're using. Then I've got Uncharted 88 from Damage. Great stuff in there. Use that towards the end. And then the obligatory cymbals to get us in and introduce different sections. And of course, get us out. As you will hear when I play this again, this stereo out fade was originally a bar before, but because of the reverb on the bells, I've had to make sure that I extended that. Otherwise, what you don't want to do is accidentally cut off the reverb that is naturally occurring. So what I will do, by way of normal procedure, is play this again for you as an outro. Like and subscribe, always appreciated. Let you listen to it. I'll click through the different bits. That'll be our job done. See you in the next video. Bye for now.